Hey you guys, I just wanted to jump on here real quick, and I am in my favorite place to record these days, and that is in my vehicle on my way to pick up my boo-boo bear. But I just wanted to get on here real quick because I have been kind of gloomy and sad today after learning about the passing of Nipsey Hussle in such a tragic way. I am so sick and tired of, turning on the news, going to social media and seeing all the deaths. I hate it. I absolutely am sick of seeing, black men gunned down, whether it be from, gun violence with police, whether it be gun violence with, within your own community. It's just very devastating to see, He, seemed to be one of the rappers that really had a good head on his shoulders and a solid viewpoint of, investing in your community and owning businesses and buying land and, things like that, and seem to be pretty positive. So I can't imagine what Lauren London must be going through to lose the love of your life in such a tragic way like that. I just recently watched a YouTube video of, them sitting down together, and literally the day before yesterday, and the next day finding out that he, had been killed in his store like that, or in front of his store. I don't know all the details. It's too depressing to even try to unravel, what happened, what led to that, what was really, the motive behind that. I don't believe that it's always a matter of, gang violence or black on black crime and stuff like that, because truth be told, I won't even say, I'll just leave it at, I don't believe everything that is reported when it comes down to some of these deaths amongst us. So it's really a sad situation. I also was watching the news and saw on social media right here in Atlanta that a 19-year-old was killed because he was dropped off in front of the wrong building in a complex that he had just recently moved into. And from what I understand in all the reports, he told the guy, hey, I'm sorry, I knocked on the wrong door, I'm at the wrong place, and still lost his life. And then my boys, they always, get irritated with me for being what they call a helicopter mom. Oh, Mom, you ask so many questions. Mom, why do you, why are you like this? Why can't I go here? What, what's the problem? You could trust me. It's like, baby, it's not a matter of me not trusting you. I don't trust, people around you. I don't trust, there's not a way for me to just be that kind of mom that doesn't care what her kids are doing. I mean, over the weekend, I let my 14-year-old stay over his friend's house. But I don't know. He told me, hey, last night when I went to check on him and see what he was up to, he said, oh, we just got back. We went, we took an Uber and went and got something to eat. I'm like, what? His mom said it was okay. What? I mean, he ain't been 14, but for 5 minutes. So, and I think he might be the oldest out of the, out of the boys, because the boy's house he went to stay over hasn't even turned 14 yet. And you took an Uber to go get something to eat. Like, I'm just not that mother. I'm not. So it's, there's so many things, that you have to worry about and contend with when it comes to being a young black man in America. Like, black men don't realize how much us women worry about them constantly, wondering if they made it to their destination safely, if someone's going to harm them. I try my best not to be the kind of person who is so worried about things that it almost seems like I lack faith. But I do know that, the curses on our people, whew, that thing is heavy. It's heavy, having an evil eye towards each other, and, how we just lack a compassion and sympathy for each other. That is just, like I said, we have so much to contend with. It's not only outsiders that pray against us. It's within our own community sometimes that, we have to worry the most, and we should, not have to deal with that. When you think about us being enslaved in this country and being our families being ripped apart to be, sold to different plantations, and one going to this state and one going to, this city, and how, how much of an effect that has on us when it comes down to it. And we don't know, how that affected us, being ripped apart like that, because it's just like if you're out and you're like, oh man, you look like a family member of mine. I see people all the time that look like people in my family, and it just makes me think like the connection that we have with each other and the very real disconnect that we have with one another. And it's tragic. It's tragic. I can't imagine, what his family must be going through. I know him and Lauren had a young son. I just can't. My heart goes out to her, because I couldn't imagine what it's like to, how do you get over that? How do you heal from that? How do you get past that? And let alone, the fact that they were public figures, you can't escape it, on social media. I'm sure she can't even go on to her social media feeds without being bombarded with, so much, information out there, and so many things that people have to say, whether they be good, bad, or indifferent. It's just a tragedy, and it's not only him, because I really didn't follow his music career. I won't, proclaim that I'm this major Nipsey Hussle fan. But I have seen, little clips of him here and there, and little glimpses of, who he seemed to be. And regardless of the fact, sometimes lives are cut short, and we have no understanding, as to why the Most High might have allowed their lives to be cut short like that. It's not up for us to really question, but it doesn't hurt any less, when we lose people. And being the fact that we are connected, when you see for me anyway, when I see other black people die and be killed, and those tragedies, I mourn for them as if they were family members of mine. I mourn for them, so we have to have conversations with our children, you guys. We have to have real conversations with our children, because not only are our babies, losing their lives, we are also raising some of these monsters that are taking lives as well. I mean, what are we doing about that? We have to take accountability for the whole situation. I'm not even talking about this Nipsey Hussle situation when it comes down to it, because I don't know who actually took his life. I don't know what was, the motive behind it. I'm not going to speak on that, because I don't know. But I'm talking about how we cut our own lives short. We're raising little monsters as well, and we have to take some accountability in that. So that's why I am so, particular about where my kids are at and who they're with. Some parents don't care. They don't give a damn what their kids is doing. And maybe not that they don't give a damn, but they just are allowing their kids to experience things a whole lot quicker than that I want my babies to. So I have to do my part. I know I can't be with them and hold their hand on everything, but you know your kids' maturity level too, you know. So I just, you know, kids tend to do other things that they wouldn't normally do because of the pressure of being around, you know, so-called friends. And so I don't have many friends, so I don't know about, you know, hanging out. And again, I've said this before, we weren't able to spend a night with people and stuff like that. We just weren't able to do that much. We had cousins that were friends, were best friends. So you try your best to hold on to them and cherish their innocence for as long as possible. But the reality of the matter is that we have to let our kids know things that, you know, other people don't have to do with their children. There's conversations that we have to have with our black kids that other parents don't necessarily have to have or think about. So yeah, rest in peace to that brother, because that's awful to be here one day and wanting to do good and then, you know, lose your life the next day in such a tragic, senseless way. We have got to do better when it comes down to it. We have to be accountable. We have to do better. We have to look out for one another. And just all the senseless killing is just, it's tragic. It hurts, and I mourn for that family. That's really depressing. So yeah, I just want to get on here and say that I've been saddened by that all day, and every time I go onto social media, it pops up, and I'm like, man, there are a lot of men in my family too. My grandmother had 15 children. She had 11 boys and 4 girls, and you know, her boys had a lot of kids. I have a lot of cousins, and there's a lot of men in the family, and I think about their safety, you know, all the time, even the ones that I don't really even talk too much. But we have to do better, you know. We just have to do better amongst each other and love each other, and yeah, we have to do better. So anyway, I hope you guys are safe, be blessed, love each other, and love each other some more. That's we don't have a good sense of caring for the next. We worry about our own little circle, and nobody else matters outside that circle, and it's tragic. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the grocery store, and a lot of times we don't even try to make eye contact with each other. So when you know, say hello and go out of your way to hold the door for, you know, a lot of times we're like shocked, you know, with each other that, you know, I try to make an effort to speak and you know, make my presence known when I come into stores, and you know, hey, how you doing, and keep it going, because we got to do better. We have to. All right, you guys, be